You have a MacBook, you also have a desktop, and both of them live on the same desk. 2 monitors, 1 keyboard, 1 mouse, and a lot of cable swapping, or mental friction. And for that situation, we got this today, the AV Access iDock-M10, which tries to fix that with 1 box and 1 button. Let us talk about how that actually feels in real use. First, it helps to understand what this product is trying to be. This is not just a dock, and it is not just a KVM. It is both, built mainly with Mac users in mind. The main promise here is dual extended monitors on macOS without display link, without drivers, and without background software. That point matters a lot if you ever dealt with flaky screen behavior on a Mac. You plug this in, and the system treats it like a native display connection. In practice, that means one MacBook can show 3 different scenes. Now on screen, you can see exactly that. One view stays on the MacBook itself, and 2 different scenes live on the external monitors. This is true extended mode on macOS, not a workaround and not display link. Now let us contrast this with copy mode. Here, both external monitors mirror the same content, which is what most basic adapters are limited to. This comparison clearly shows where the iDock-M10 behaves differently. Now let us talk about the physical box itself. The iDock-M10 feels solid in hand, so it does not slide around when you press the switch button. On a desk, it looks clean and neutral, which helps if your setup is minimal. The top button has a soft press with a clear click feel, so you know when a switch happens. Heat-wise, it stays controlled. Even after hours of use with 2 monitors and Ethernet active, the surface feels warm but not uncomfortable. That tells us the internal power handling is done properly. Moving around the box, the port layout makes sense for real desks. 2 HDMI. Outputs handle the dual displays at up to 4K 60Hz. Around the front and sides, you get multiple USB ports, both fast and standard speed. 2 USB-A ports and Type-C port run at 10 gigabits per second, which is useful for external SSDs. Other USB ports work well for keyboard, mouse, webcam, or audio gear. There is also a USB-C port for data and light charging, an SD card reader, Ethernet, and a headphone jack. The key thing here is that you do not feel the need to add another hub. Everything most desks need is already here. This part is where the iDock-M10 earns its place. On supported MacBooks, extended mode works instantly. No pop-ups, no permissions, and no system restarts. You connect the dual-head USB-C cable, and macOS shows 2 external displays as separate spaces. During editing or coding work, this feels natural. One monitor can hold a timeline or code editor, the other can hold reference or preview. Window movement stays smooth, and there is no noticeable lag. Compared to display-link docks, the experience feels closer to a direct GPU output. If your Mac does not support dual extended screens, it'll show a black screen with no signal. That limitation comes from Apple, not from the dock itself, so checking your chip before purchase is important. The iDock-M10 supports up to 100 watts power delivery, and that number actually matters. Many docks claim high wattage, but fall short under load. Here, charging stays stable even when the MacBook runs heavy tasks. With tools like Usage Device Monitor on supported systems, you can see the draw stay close to the advertised rate. Right now, we are pulling up Usage Device Monitor on screen. You can see the live charging rate here, and it stays close to the full 100 watts mark. This also means it supports more demanding laptops, including gaming systems that usually overwhelm smaller docks. One feature that feels small on paper but big in daily use is the shared 1 gigabit per second Ethernet. Both the laptop and the desktop stay online at the same time. When you switch systems, downloads continue on the other machine. In testing, large file downloads ran at full speed and network tests stayed consistent. Before we show how this dock behaves, let us first look at what happens without EDID emulation. Here, you can see monitors reconnecting, windows losing their place. This is the kind of interruption many KVM setups cause. Now switching back to the iDock-M10, everything stays exactly where we left it, which makes repeated switching far less distracting. Screens go dark for a brief moment, then come back exactly as expected. No flicker loops, no resolution resets, and no lost windows. That stability adds up over a full workday. Switching itself is simple. You can use the top button or the wired remote. The remote is useful if the dock sits under a desk or behind a monitor. One press switches monitors, USB devices, and audio together. Wake from sleep also works well. Pressing the button wakes the inactive system, which helps when a MacBook stays closed. That behavior feels intentional rather than accidental. Before buying, you should check your laptop ports and chip. Dual extended displays on Mac require supported Apple Silicon, mainly Pro, Max, or newer M3 and M4 variants. However, keep in mind that for MacBooks with M3 processors, dual external monitors are supported only when the laptop lid is closed. If your laptop only has basic USB-C without display output, this dock will not magically add that. Knowing your hardware avoids disappointment. At around $300, this is not a cheap accessory. However, it replaces a dock, a KVM, and often an Ethernet adapter. When you add those together, the pricing starts to make sense. The real value shows up if you switch between two machines daily. Less cable movement, fewer setup breaks, and a cleaner desk all affect how work feels. So where does the AV Access iDock-M10 land? It feels like a thoughtful tool for people who live with two computers on one desk. The extended display support on Mac without drivers is the main highlight. The power delivery, network sharing, and stable switching support, that core idea well. It is not for everyone. Single computer users or people with unsupported Macs may not see the benefit. But if you juggle a MacBook and a desktop every day, this dock quietly removes friction. And sometimes, that is the best kind of upgrade you can make to a workspace. That was all. Share your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for watching. If you found it helpful, give it a like and subscribe for more videos.